Okay, so we want to write the equation of this polynomial using integer factors. So please copy all this down. Let's try two examples here today. So write down your factors. They would be x plus square root 7. They would be x minus square root 7. And then we have x minus 1. Now, you would think that now you have to find a and go y equals, but no, not yet. Not yet. And I'll tell you why. Because we don't have integers here or here. You see those square root 7s? They're not integers. So first you have to make them integers. So here's what you do. In order to make them integers, you have to multiply them against each other. You have to go like that. So let's multiply those ones. Now, these would cancel in the middle. So all you're left with is x squared minus 7. Now, that's better because 7 is an integer. And the square root 7s before, they were not. So you have x squared minus 7, and then copy and paste the x minus 1 behind it. Now is your cue to find a. Now we can put a in the front. We can call this y equals. Now we can find a. Now find a the way you did last week. You take this random point and you plug 2 in for x and you plug negative 8 in for y. So a is positive 8/3, and this constitutes our final answer. So let's try this one here. So copy this down, pretty please. So we have 3 different x-intercepts. We have minus 2.5, so that would become x plus 2.5. Then we have negative 1, so that would be x plus 1. And then we have 3 1/4, so that would be x minus 3 1/4. So here, there's no square roots, so you don't have to deal with that. But we have decimals, and they want integers. So here is my recommendation. Turn the decimals into fractions using Desmos or your calculators. So 2.5, that would become 5/2. The 1 stays 1. And then 3.25, type it into Desmos, click on the fraction button. It would say 13/4, x minus 13/4. So it looks like this hasn't gotten any better because they're still not integers, they're fractions. So here's the trick. Here's a cool little trick. You see this denominator, that's 2, bring it to the front. You see this denominator, bring it to the front. So here is what these guys would look like. That's how you deal with decimals. You turn them into improper fractions, and then the denominator slides to the front. Now, you might be thinking, okay, now I find a. Not necessarily. Remember singles, doubles, and triples. Single, double, and triple root. In our first example, they were all singles, but here, not quite so. That looks like a double. That looks like a single, and this one looks like a triple. So throw in the exponents accordingly. So I would put a 2 there. I would put a 1 here, and I would put a 3 right there. Now you can find a. So you would plug 3 there, and for all the x's, you would plug in a negative 2, 13 cubed, box this in. That would be your final answer. So to summarize this, you turn the decimals into improper fractions. You bump the denominator to the coefficient of x, singles, doubles, triples, and then find a, and then you have your final answer. So now try the classwork, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.